So Teddy DiBiase Jr., he was on WWE's roster for a good few years. I think most memorably, he was with Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton as part of the Legacy faction.
Ted DiBiase Jr. Looks like the news screwed up the spelling, guys. This is a reaction video. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. Happy New Year. Make sure you're subscribed to Stevie Richards, link in the top of the description. If you're ready to go, comment, ready!
Legacy also had a couple of other people like Manu very briefly as well, but they're the main three. Anyway, he said a couple of years afterwards that he could never really throw 100% of himself into his wrestling career because they kind of wanted him to emulate or do a tribute to the $1 Million Man, his father's character. And it's like the irony of that statement is now apparently, if this is true and he's found guilty, he's more of a money-grubbing, evil millionaire wannabe than his father was in character. It's nuts, this. So let me give you what it is. Welfare, the Mississippi welfare scandal broke back in 2020. I'll do the very quick version of this. The Temporary Assistance for Needy Families Fund, given millions and millions of dollars, federal dollars, intended to help the poorest people in the poorest state of the Union, I believe Mississippi is. And
yeah, I believe it's Mississippi, Louisiana, Alabama, and Kentucky, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe even Arkansas. I could be wrong.
And he was given... Teddy was payments for speaking engagements and other stuff that largely didn't occur. I won't give all the other names. Brett Favre is also accused of doing that.
Brett Favre.
The same thing, but he has not been criminally charged yet. Former Governor Phil Bryant also drawn into the scandal, but he, due to texts showing his involvement in discussions with funded projects from this thing, and he's also not been criminally charged, but other people have been criminally charged and have already been sentenced as well. But Ted DiBiase Jr., according to court documents, along with co-conspirators, are alleged to have fraudulently obtained federal funds, including the Emergency Food Assistance Program, Temporary Assistance for the Needy Families Program, then misappropriated those funds for their own use and benefits. DiBiase Jr. has claimed that with two different companies, he was awarded sham contracts for these, and instead of obviously doing what he was meant to do, he ended up paying for a down payment of a house and buying a vehicle and a boat with them. Allegedly, I don't have it here, but like well over $1 million supposedly he got from this fund, and the federal government are claiming that he didn't use any of it for the intended purposes, and he's going to trial January the 6th, so next.
But the question is, why would you even attempt something like that if you know the risk of getting caught is so insanely high? Didn't this, like, I thought this happened like a while back, or there was like speculation. I feel like I remember hearing about it, unless I'm having a Mandela effect moment. If you don't know what that is, look it up. And guys, let's see if we can hit the 1 like goal. Thank you.
Tuesday as we record this.
Isn't his brother Brett and also his father Ted Sr., weren't they indicted at one point as well?
Yeah, weren't they?
Ted DiBiase Sr. was not. Brett DiBiase absolutely was. He's already pled guilty. And he's looking at up to 5 years in prison.
Oh, no.
No matter how much time they do, the part that, that needs to happen is the restitution to the state and to the people that the money should have went towards. I mean, there's a special place in hell for stealing from people that are needy and hungry and doing that stuff. Of course, allegedly buying all these toys and items, these luxury items. It's just crazy.
Ted DiBiase Jr. is...
I agree with Stevie on that. There is certainly a special place in hell for people stealing from people that don't even know where their next meal is. You know what I mean? Like, that's absolutely terrible.
Facing for wire fraud counts, conspiracy counts, and other stuff as well. 45 years in federal prison and up to $1 million in fines. And once again,
serves him right. Serves him right for doing that. Remember something, folks. In the universe, karma never forgets. Okay? Never.
And to make him look even more guilty, his stupid brother who was also involved in the scheme, allegedly, has already pled guilty.
Like, directly involved with what they're accusing Ted Jr. of doing.
It's the same program that Brett. They got Brett and Ted.
Wow. I'll give everybody a little bit of a Easter egg on this because my friend Donovan Morgan, who now is and not with the company anymore, but there was a company, an insurance company he worked for, that brought Ted Jr. in to speak and do motivational, like speaking to them for the new year, so you can sell and crush it and do all those goofy catchphrases. And he said it was probably the worst speech he ever heard because he was likening success in the insurance industry to look around, and he said, I came out, and when they gave me pyro, I knew I had made it.
Oh my God. This is just such a absolute burial of Ted DiBiase Jr. and Brett DiBiase and just the whole DiBiase family in general. I mean, good God.
And Donovan's like, man, this guy sucks.
Oh, man.
Nice.
So maybe it's best he didn't show up for the speaking engagements he was paid for.
Maybe he just became a sailor. With the boat that he bought. I'm not going to show the video, but it's really funny. Is he came out of court, this is a couple of years, I think it was a couple of years ago, and there was a roving reporter for like the local Fox affiliate or whatever. And it said, Teddy, have you got anything to say? And he does the John Jones response. Jesus loves you, brother. And
I did see that. I did see that. Yeah.
Amazing.
I know some former wrestlers who became preachers that still turned around and said, "Hey, man, I can't leave my house for less than $2,500 to go to a church."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just so everybody knows, our religious folks out there, I'm not telling you what to believe. All I'm gonna say is, make sure the people that represent these religions, like preachers and priests and things of that nature and rabbis, make sure these people are legit before trusting them. That's all I'm going to say. Believe what you want to believe, okay? I was raised Roman Catholic, so I know all about this stuff, okay? But be very careful who you trust. What is Stone Cold Steve Austin? What has his motto always been? DTA. Don't trust anyone. If you're still watching, comment DTA, because Stone Cold said so.
Are we sure that's not all of them?
I'm not naming names, but I didn't name any names that weren't.
So,
I mean, we're not doing the Erica Kirk funeral pyro or anything, but they're still out there.
You sent me that as well.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness me. Right, so I've got to get right. Investigators say former DHS workers created invoices to pay DiBiase for teaching classes about drug abuse. This is Brett DiBiase, by the way. I'm sorry. So he's done the same thing. Apparently, he's got companies out there. Investigators say former DHS workers created invoices to pay DiBiase for teaching classes about drug abuse, but he did not do that and instead went to a luxury rehab facility in California.
Okay.
He went to like that the one that has the commercials all the time, the one in Malibu. I remember seeing some of that stuff. Hey, by the way, I was going to say, what's really, and I don't know if the prosecutors, they probably put it together. What you're talking about is, like, Ted DiBiase Jr. was supposed to do certain appearances and speaking appearances, correct? Brett was supposed to help addicts in recovery. And
it's all basically the same thing.
No, yeah. I'm saying, and Brett Favre was supposed to do speeches as well. So how can you have the three exact same categories of fraud at the same time, yet nobody, I'm just speculating, how's this possible that you need to do speeches, and you need to do speeches, and you need to, let's all defraud the government, you smart ass.
It almost sounded like he was doing a Vincent Kennedy McMahon impression. Yeah, you're fired.
Tony Gurria is an upstanding citizen.
I was just going to say, Tony Gurria has not been indicted in the Mississippi Welfare Program.
We're indicting him for calling me a smartass, and there's nothing else at all.
I've got to bring up the dad here, Ted DiBiase Sr., of course, because he was mentioned in documents. He is not being criminally charged with anything, of course. Now, he was cornered at one point. He briefly mentioned this. He called the whole thing a witch hunt and a load of crap, which is kind of considered funny because one of his sons already pled guilty. We're doing
Right, when he says it's a witch hunt. One thing we've noticed just from politics in general in the last 10, 15 years is that when anyone says, when anyone is accused of something, and then they say, it's a witch hunt, I tell you, they're usually guilty. Because they try so hard to deny when they are guilty as all hell.
good, quote, and all of that, the indictments, criminal charges, is a bunch of garbage. I'm not at liberty to talk about it, but it's kind of like they're looking for a scapegoat. We're caught in the middle of it. If I didn't have a celebrity name, they wouldn't even be looking at me. Sure they wouldn't. Maybe not him, but the son's the celebrity name. It's like, yeah, if you have found, and I've got to say this as well, the federal government has generally speaking, year on year, over 95% conviction rate. They pick and choose their battles, and they are very fastidious on building cases against people they are pretty much damn sure that they're going to get a good conviction on, and they will nail you to the wall for basically pretty much the most amount of years and the most amount of restitution they can do to make an example out of you as well.
Yeah, I could totally see that. I hear what James is putting down.
Could I interject something in
yes.
there? It's even more prevalent talking about it because if it was somebody who was not able to afford a lawyer, if it was somebody that was not famous that they can get an easy conviction on, dare I say it, them going after the DiBiases and them looking to go after Brett Favre, probably the biggest hero in the state of Mississippi.
He's got the biggest name, and he's the one who has not been criminally charged. So it's not a name thing, it's the opposite.
Usually in this country with the two-tiered society, if you are rich and famous and you have power, they usually overlook it more than they would going after the conviction. That's what I'm looking at. The Brett part of it is interesting, not Brett Favre, but Brett DiBiase. Is he going to testify against his brother, Brett Favre, and everybody else? Is he cutting a deal based on pleading guilty right now?
That's interesting because he pled guilty, I think, in 2023.
See, I knew there was something in 2023. I thought so because I remember hearing about this briefly with Ted DiBiase Jr. Yeah, I could see them trying to cut a deal. I could see it because, money talks, shit walks. It's always been that way, and it probably always will be that way.
It's a while ago he pled guilty. He's not been sentenced yet. They're still waiting to see what, I guess, the Teddy DiBiase Jr. trial comes out. Because he might a lot of people do this. A lot of people do this over here as well. They will plead guilty on the first day. They'll say not guilty, not guilty, not guilty. First day of the trial, they'll say guilty. Because they just know. And they can still get, a bit off their sentence or reach a plea deal. So that's interesting because what happens in Teddy Jr.'s trial could directly impact Brett DiBiase's sentence, I guess.
I don't understand witch hunt and all these other things and everything based on the evidence and everything that I saw. I think there was even some, was it Real Sports or 60 Minutes or 20? One of the major news organizations was covering this fraud. This is like not hero worship, not, hey, we can't convict this guy because he has a much bigger push. We can't convict the DiBiases because they were famous wrestlers at one time. No.
Stevie is spitting the truth here left and right.
That goes all out the window. We have starving children, people just looking for food. And take it from somebody who got the government cheese when he was a kid, that's BS, and that's pure evil. If you are guilty of this, you can all go to hell.
It is pure evil. Look at Stevie's face right there. Okay? That says it all. So, in the comments section, please tell me your thoughts on this. I'd love to hear from you. Happy New Year to all of you. Let's see if we can get everybody commenting Happy New Year if you made it to the end. All right. Subscribe to Stevie's channel, The Stevie Richards Show. Link is at the top of the description. Show him some love. And if you like what we're doing here, Also, hit the subscribe button on this channel. Turn on that notification bell so you don't miss when we have the new uploads. You guys know what to do at this point. And thank you for just one like on the video. Till next time, guys, keep watching that wrestling. We'll keep reacting. And if you don't like it, we got 2 words for you. Subscribe.